Hello, fellow hypers. Today we're going to be talking about Pathfinder Wrath of the Righteous. Pathfinder Wrath of the Righteous is an isometric role-playing game developed by Russian studio Owlcat Games and published by Deep Silver. It's based on Paizo's Pathfinder rule set. To understand the game, we need to look at its roots. We need to look at the people who ultimately create the game. Owlcat Games is just a bunch of amazing developers with a real passion for their games. In 2016, they gathered together to make a spiritual successor to Baldur's Gate and Neverwinter Nights. Baldur's Gate is a game I spent too many hours on in my childhood playing, downloading mods, and playing again. To see a studio wanting to use Baldur's Gate as their inspiration, my interest is already piqued. Their studio is focused on bringing back recognition to the CRPG genre and changing it up with more modern-day approaches. They want to bring the genre back to its roots that really shook up the gaming scene. One of their main focuses is freedom of choice, and not just dialogue options that inspire little thought and have no consequences. The choices in their games have consequences, and they can't be undone. This type of gameplay is the foundation of their studio. Now that we've taken a look at Owlcat Games, let's start looking at the game itself. The game will follow the story of the adventure path that was released in 2013. The main points are that the world has the world wound. The war wound tore reality apart and unleashed the demons initially. The ward stones are a line of magical artifacts that create a wall that barely contained the demons. A ward stone is sabotaged and the demons escape, thus assaulting the rest of the world with relentless fury. Deskary, the demon lord of the Locust host, is trying to swallow the world, and we are the only thing standing in its way. This sounds thrilling. Chris Avalo, a narrative designer of Wrath of the Righteous, has said, "The exciting thing about this story is the decisions you make changes the nature of your character itself. Take one path, and you could find yourself with a personal army of the undead. Take another course, and rise as a merciful angel, inspiring people to heroic deeds. The chosen mystic path dramatically changes the ending." This is really great to hear, because that means our choices will change the landscape of the game itself. This is one of the key points of their studio, and it is great to see. Now, let's take a look at their gameplay. With Pathfinder Kingmaker, their first game, they used the Pathfinder 1st Edition rules as their basis. Now, with Wrath of the Righteous, we will be seeing the use of Pathfinder 2nd Edition rules. This change might not seem that important because it's only 1st Edition to 2nd Edition, but the change is substantial and changes completely how the classes will play, how many special abilities you get, and other fancy features such as that. Wrath of the Righteous also comes with two new major systems that the game revolves around besides the Pathfinder 2nd Edition rules. It includes the Mystic system and the Crusade Commander system. Now let's take a look at the Mystic system. There are currently 9 Mystics to choose from: Angel, Lich, Aeon, Azata, Demon, Gold Dragon, Legend, Swarm That Walks, and Trickster. Each of these have different abilities and skills to use throughout your game, and they will ultimately decide how your game will play out. Now let's take a look at the second major system in Wrath of the Righteous, the Crusade Commander system. Crusade battles will take place in a new and separate game mode called Tactical Combat. This mode is inspired from more of the previous works that the studio has done, such as Heroes of the Might and Magic series. There are military leaders to help you command your troops and use special abilities. There is also influence from the Mystic system, such as calling angels to help you slay your enemies in righteous fury, or raising the dead to supplement your numbers and gain the tactical advantage. There is also the strategic development of your crusade. Will your crusade be the work of heroes and legends that inspire generations to come, or will you demand Spartan discipline devoid of morals where only the final result matters? Will you use criminals as cannon fodder, or special elite units that push back against the demonic horde? The allies you partner with will also influence your crusade, be it the Hell Knights from Shalax or the barbarians of the Frozen North. Even an outside mercenary force can be commanded. As the studio says, the choice is yours to make. Now that we've talked about the gameplay, let's move on to the art. The art makes or breaks an RPG. The art in this game is beautiful. There are many different aesthetics and effects that make the world come alive and breathe. It's truly a beautiful sight, and I am not disappointed with their efforts at all. Here are some of the May assets, and they look astonishing. It's been 3 months from then, and I can't wait to see what the game will look like at release. Now that we've taken a look at most of the major systems, let me give you my opinion. The systems look good. The story has drawn me in with the Demon Lord. The art is fantastic and clean. The effects are enchanting, I can't lie. I want to be the demon slaying badass that saves the world. I can't wait to spend 200 hours recreating my character for the 100th time and barely get past the first chapter. Alright, final verdict time. Let's look at all the factors. We have the history of the studio, their commitment to more decisive decision making, their community engagement, transparency throughout the development process, and their previous history of development, their gameplay systems, and amazing art. I believe this game does indeed deserve the hype seal of approval. When September 2nd comes along, I'll be ready to play. Don't forget to subscribe and comment below what mystic you're going to choose. I can't wait to hear from you. Catch you later, Hypers.